Hey everybody, it is Corey, the Spice Master General, back at you with Select Savory Seasonings. Today we're going to discuss seasoning salts. When we go to shows and talk to people, we always get asked, well, do you offer seasoning salts? Because I love putting seasoning salts on my food. Well, yes, we do. We have our jalapeno salt, our chipotle salt, and our garlic salt. And our chop house seasoning, salt is the main ingredient. So our chop house makes an excellent seasoning salt, more in the lines of what you think of when you think of a seasoning salt. But do you realize the vast majority of seasoning salts have a ton of sugar in them? And if you go back and look at our spice label shenanigans video, you'll find out that they play games with the nutrition label to make it look like, oh, this is healthier than it really is. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these labels and show you what most of these commercial seasonings have in them. All right, on this first one here, as we go through, salt is the first ingredient, which you would expect. It is seasoning salt. Sugar is your second ingredient. Cornstarch is down there on your third or fourth seasoning, or not seasoning, ingredient. And cornstarch reacts in your body just like sugar does. So here you already got two ingredients that are sugar and cornstarch, which is obviously a carbohydrate. Now we got to make sure I go the right direction on here. But this is your nutrition label. As we mentioned in our seasoning label shenanigans, quarter teaspoon serving shows 0 carbohydrates. That's not the case. With sugar and cornstarch in there, there's definitely more than 0 carbohydrates in this label. And on top of that, you're going to use generally a whole lot more than a quarter teaspoon to season your food. Go on to the next one. Now this is a generic brand that is on the market. Here we got salt, sugar, cornstarch. So 2 of the first 3 ingredients are actually going to be sugar and cornstarch, carbohydrates. Quarter teaspoon, again, total carbs of 0 grams, total sugars of 0 grams. This even says added sugars 0. Well, how do you have added sugars of 0 on the nutrition label when sugar is the second ingredient? Again, take a look at our spice label shenanigans video to get more information on how they're able to do that. Another generic one that has salt, sugar, spices, paprika. But again, sugar is your second ingredient in here. Here we have another salt, spices. Maltodextrin is another one you got to keep an eye on. Maltodextrin is sugar. It is corn that has been processed down. This acts works in your body just like sugar does. Plus, they also like to add fillers. Silicon dioxide is a man-made product that is definitely not good for our bodies. So that's something else to keep an eye on. Here is another where, again, it shows it was the same thing as before, but there's 0 total carbs, 0 calories, quarter teaspoon. And yet you saw on that label that maltodextrin was one of the ingredients on there, which our body sees that and goes, oh, this is sugar, and processes it accordingly. Another one, salt, sugar is number 2. Also powdered cellulose. Basically, it's powdered wood to help keep it together. If you have good high quality spices, you don't need anti-caking agents. Again, 0 carbohydrates, 0 sugars, quarter teaspoon. So what's going on here, folks? Well, it's real simple. The vast majority of these seasonings and spices have ingredients in them that are sugar, plain and simple. And yet they're able to put on there, because it's a quarter teaspoon serving, that it says 0 carbs, 0 sugar, despite the fact that it's in your seasoning salt. You're getting a whole lot more than salt and seasoning in there. You're getting unhealthy sugar along with it. So let's take a quick look at our seasoning salts. Always helps if you hit the right buttons to get there. And first, we're going to start off with our jalapeno seasoning salt. So first, you see, ingredients are simple: sea salt, jalapeno powder, garlic, onion, pepper, and oregano. Absolutely no salt. Not salt. There's plenty of salt. There's absolutely no sugar in here. We go to our nutrition label. Again, serving size is a teaspoon. It is not. A quarter teaspoon is full teaspoon, so that gives you 4 calories per serving. Now, because these are natural ingredients, it's food, there is 0.8 of a gram of carbohydrates, a 1/10 of a gram of fiber, and total sugars. And there's even a little protein in there, but definitely not enough protein to worry about for trying to increase your protein intake. Also, our chipotle salt. Ingredients are real simple: sea salt, chipotle powder. There's no sugar, there's no fillers, there is nothing else in here. Now that'll give you 1 calorie per teaspoon. Pull that up a little bit bigger here again for you. and your carbs and sugars are 0.1 or 0 grams per teaspoon. So we're showing you exactly what you're getting. We're not playing any tricks or shenanigans with the nutrition label to make it look like, oh, this is healthier than it really is. We're going to finish up with our garlic salt. Garlic salt's another offender with sugars and fillers. We have several customers that were blown away when they realized what was in their garlic salt. And as a result, they now buy it from us and nowhere else. So it's sea salt and garlic. I mean, you can't get much more simple than that. You would think that's what you would get in your products when you buy them off the shelf. No, sugar's thrown in there many times also. Now with our garlic salt, there is 4 calories. There is almost a gram of carbohydrates. That's because garlic is a higher in carbohydrates, but it does show no sugar. There is a 0.2 of a gram of fiber in there. If you do net carbs, you can do the math and figure it out from there. So when you look at seasoning salts, keep in mind sugar is one of the main ingredients in there. If you're trying to live a healthy low carb diet, or any diet where you're trying to eliminate sugar from your diet, the vast majority of seasoning salts on the market put a bunch of sugar in there, and then they play games with the nutrition label and say, oh yeah, well, there's no carbs, there's no sugar, because there's only a 1/4 teaspoon in the serving size. If you're like me, you like to salt your food. You definitely put more than a 1/4 teaspoon on your food at a time. So that's why with all of our seasoning salts, we give you exactly what it says: salt and seasoning and nothing else. That's what we're here for. We want to help you make good, tasty food that's good for you with fresh, gourmet, sugar-free, additive-free seasonings and spices, so you can lose weight, get healthy, and feel amazing. Again, check us out at selectsavory.com. Don't forget to use coupon code YouTube for 10% off your first order. Just our way of saying thank you for watching our channel, learning more about seasonings and spices and how you can live a healthy lifestyle. Have yourself a great day.